Hey everyone, this is Jennifer. Welcome back. Today's video is my typical weekend planning session for the upcoming week. And this week I walked into my office and saw my day designer and was missing it. So I'm going to be using that for this week, February 16th through the 21st. I will be using kit 805, which is from PlannerKate called Cherry Crush. I thought it would be fun since I'm mixing things up to use a new ink pen and maybe go with a blue ink possibly. So these are the Jamida colored gel pens. I have a reel up. I saw these and the comments were saying like this has to be AI, but it was not AI. They're super juicy and inky. So if you're looking for that kind of gel ink pen, I would suggest those. And then I also have my office dismantled right now. I need to relabel some of my sticker storage, but I've just been rethinking sort of how I group my PlannerKate stickers. And for example, if something is a larger collection like this, these are all of my doodle stickers. These used to take up 3 separate albums, and I went ahead and moved them all over into one binder. I feel like the binders are better for bigger collections. And then some of my smaller collections, I have been moving out of the binders and into the albums. So I'll have to share those results with you guys, but I'm basically copying the PlannerKate SKUs. So, you know, I've been with PlannerKate using them for years and years, and some of the SKUs have changed. Like I pulled out all of these, which are my checklists, which I think now all of the checklists have a CHECK or check SKU up here, and obviously these don't. So, I'm just rethinking how I organize things a little bit. So things are in disarray in my office right now, but I do have some things like these new releases that I haven't put away yet to supplement my week with, but we're going to be using the kit for the most part. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do this thick washi, and I'm going to, I think, cover up first of all, this whole notes section. Same over here. And then I'm going to put washi on top of that. So we're going for a bolder look here. I usually don't use the thick washi in this planner, but I'm feeling it. So that's where we're going. Can you tell I'm in a mood where it's just like wherever my heart takes me, that's where I'm going. No overthinking. Yes, that's currently my mood. So we are embracing it. Okay, I think I could use one of these two on top of that. I'm getting out my slice tool, and I forgot about this ink pen. I've been liking it too, so we'll see. All right, let's get this trimmed down real quick. And then pick out some day of the week stickers. So I do have this dashboard kit, so I could use those. I have the functional sheet G, so I could use this style. I have journaling sheet 1, which are these circle day of the week stickers. Journaling kit sheet 2 has this style. Journaling sheet 3 has this style. Looks like I have plenty of options here, guys. All right, so lots of options. Which way to go is the question. I am feeling H3. Go ahead and get those put down. Now, hopefully I didn't go crazy and take everything out of this album, because this is the album that goes everywhere with me. Looks like I didn't. That's good, because I need these date stickers. Monday is the 16th. And then I better decide what ink pen I do want to use in here. So I think I'll go back here And maybe I have a notes page that I could use to do a little bit of pen testing, because I have not tried those new ink pens on this specific paper, and I am kind of a paper pen snob, meaning sometimes I love ink pens on some paper and then I don't like it on others. So I just want to see what my preference is going to be. This is actually not a notes page at the very back here. This is a filler page, so you don't rip your last piece of paper because of the coil, but I think that would be okay because it's, I think, the same paper weight as what's in the planner. So this is the Energel 0.7, and it's a thick, bold look, which I don't mind. I had considered doing something different and using like the navy of this pen. This is also a 0.7 nib, so it's going to be pretty bold. I think I'll go with that actually and mix it up a little bit. Okay. Now, a disclaimer about the switching planners. I, in the past, have archived an Erin Condren planner, meaning I used one planner for the entire year and they're all on my shelf and I do reference them. This is the first year and we are now, let's see, I do an academic start, so like a July start. We are now in several months, like the halfway point, and I have switched planners multiple times this year. So I don't have like one of these that are going to sit on my shelf. I am trying for the first time, for the first year, to be super consistent in my traveler's notebook, which, as you know, is my holds everything planner, goes with me in and out of the house while these stay at home. So, you know, like I have been consistent. I have not switched inserts in here. So I'm thinking at the end of this year, I'm going to archive this book, and I have a little archive binder for it. But if you're wondering how that looks on the back end, like how is she switching planners? Doesn't that drive you nuts? Well, I have one that I don't, and it just happens to be my traveler's notebook this year. So I hope that makes sense. All right, let's jump into plans then. So I think what I'm going to do is split this into two and do non-work items on the left and then work meetings on the right. This first day here on Monday, we don't have school because it is President's Day. So I might be able to use some of these new stickers. I think these are adorable. They're a new Bujo sticker. And we'll go with that. So we'll just write in no school. And then we will jump into other plans. So this evening I do have a sorority meeting, which is would be over here on the left for not work related. Obviously I'm going to have nothing over here for work because we don't have school today. Let's see. Really, because of the day, I don't have anything else appointment specific or time specific. So I think I'm going to use one of these pretty little dash scallops and just put that next to this no school and put 6 p.m. sorority. Now, because of this, I have some to-do items for the day that need to get done. So before I forget, I'm going to write those down right now. All right, let's move on to Tuesday. All day I have a work meeting, so that is also a little different because it's going to impact travel and all of that, pick up, drop off, all of the things. So we'll do one of these. And again, kind of an exception to the rule, I'm going to use a sticker that goes all the way across because it's impacting the majority of my day, even though it is work related. And then in the evening, we do have pickleball, and that's definitely not work related. So I'm going to use this dash label sheet and put that on the left since that's personal, not work. Moving on to Wednesday. The only thing I think I have is a staff meeting at 2 o'clock, and we'll use another one of these. However, this is just work related, so we're going to put that towards the right. And then we have church in the evening. So again, another one of these. This one will go towards the right or towards the left on the bottom. All right, looking good for the first half of the week. We're going to continue that pattern setup over here for the rest of the week. On Thursday, I have several meetings, and I'm going to use the same sheet, but we're going to do a smaller label because, again, there are several. I think I have 3 kind of back-to-back meetings. And then a 2 o'clock after that. So busy day here on Thursday. Then on to Friday, it's kind of a situation like this where I have one thing that's going to take up a lot of my day. So we'll use a larger sticker for that. And then in the evening, we have a sorority kind of like pajama crafting night at the library. A little get together. So I'm going to use another dash scallop for that. And for this, I need Valentine's, like homemade, handmade, whatever. And probably a snack to share. And then on Saturday, I am playing in a pickleball tournament, like an official tournament with one of my friends. I'm so excited, but I'll use another scalloped label for that. And then on Sunday, we will have our church stuff. So we'll go back to those smaller dash labels and get those ready. Now, the thing that I think I need to think about now is, since I covered all of this notes space up here, do I want to go ahead and put some of those items that I need to get done throughout the week on the to-do list? And I think the answer to that is probably yes. So for Thursday, I'm going to write in some tax documents that I'm waiting on that I'm hoping will be reviewed earlier in the week. And I'll put a W for waiting. It's kind of my indicator for that. And on Saturday is when I usually would post this video, but since I have a tournament that day, I might try to go ahead and just have it ready and posted on Friday morning. And I don't know how much like detail the camera picks up, but this pen and this paper combo is amazing. I'm a big fan. Very juicy. I also need to book my son's party venue for his birthday. So I'm going to just put that on Thursday. And I need to do March payroll checks, so we'll go ahead and write that in. And I have sick time that I need to enter. I was sick last week. And then as I'm sitting here, the one thing that I forgot is Monday, My husband has a fishing trip, and I might just write that in this margin, and I'll use one of these little exclamation marks off of H2, and I'm going to put it towards this to-do list. All right. Okay, I think that's going to wrap up the weekly planning session. It was fun to try a new ink pen. I love the combo, again, of this pen, ink, and this paper. So I recommend giving that a try. And I like the heavy decoration up here. That's not usually my style, but I like it. And I think it's a beautiful kit and a beautiful week. So, and I know what's going on next week now, which is kind of like just how my brain works, where I have to sit down and kind of look at it all at one time. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out today for another plan with me. I'll see you back next time. Well, guys, I guess I need to go back to organizing all the stickers.